Let's jump right into this explainer. Today, we're giving your professional communication a major upgrade. We are mastering complex concession and contrast structures. At the C1 level, basic grammar was totally fine. But as a C2 learner, you need absolute control. You literally need to command the room with your sentences. So how do we transform your English? As you'll see, shifting just one word changes everything. It completely alters the entire vibe of your message.
Let's look at this real-world corporate statement. Difficult though it may be to balance rapid expansion with fiscal prudence, we remain committed to our core strategy. Notice the incredibly sophisticated structure at play right here. It completely avoids a basic, predictable word like although. Instead, it uses a powerful technique called inverted concession. By fronting the word difficult, the speaker takes immediate control. This instantly elevates your tone in high-stakes environments. It absolutely proves the real-world power of sophisticated syntax.
So how does this actually work under the hood? Well, according to Quirk et al.'s comprehensive grammar, complex concession is the syntactic restructuring of contrastive clauses. Basically, we are fronting adjectives or adverbs. But why intentionally complicate our word order like this? We do it to strategically shift the semantic weight. You're putting your most critical point right up front. You acknowledge a difficulty, but then immediately subordinate it. You force your audience to process things exactly how you want. It's a brilliant way to assert absolute instructional authority.
Let's see how this plays out in formal academic writing. Recognizing the complexity of the data set, the research team nonetheless proceeded. Notice the subtle power of the participle clause here? Recognizing the complexity creates an incredibly objective, measured tone. It makes you sound highly balanced and thoroughly researched. You're openly acknowledging a potential flaw or a tough challenge, but you do it without relying on a basic although. The focus stays entirely on the team's primary action. This keeps your academic writing crisp and highly authoritative.
Now this perfectly transitions into the corporate boardroom. Notwithstanding the fact that logistics costs have risen, our margins remain stable. Pay close attention to that multi-word conjunction right there. Notwithstanding the fact that phrase carries immense persuasive impact in executive environments. It proves to stakeholders that you analyze the opposing variables, and yet your primary argument stands completely unshaken. You're essentially preempting their strongest objection right out the gate. It is literally an indispensable tool for executive-level communication.
But what about spoken, sophisticated conversation? Sometimes you really need to disagree without sounding aggressive. Listen to this third conversational example. Much as I agree with your overall vision, the immediate timeline is unfeasible. This inverted much as structure works beautifully here. It acts as a brilliant tool for highly diplomatic disagreement. You validate your colleague's vision right up front. You ensure they feel heard and deeply respected. Then you deliver the contrasting reality of the timeline. You correct them without causing any interpersonal friction whatsoever.
Now, we absolutely must address a very common, sneaky trap. Even advanced native speakers sometimes make this structural mistake. You might hear someone say, although we tried, but we failed. This is what we call incorrect double marking. You're redundantly using two contrastive conjunctions in one single sentence. You must absolutely never use although and but together. It weakens your argument and immediately lowers your linguistic register. Instead, you should aim for the elegant inverted C2 alternative. Try as we might, we failed. It's perfectly balanced, wonderfully concise, and incredibly sophisticated.
Mastering these forms also requires deep register awareness. As outlined in the Cambridge C2 Proficiency Syllabus, you must strictly respect the sociolinguistic constraints of these structures. Use them actively to elevate your high-level journalism. Deploy them in persuasive writing and advanced business correspondence. They are absolute requirements for formal panels and structured debates. However, there are definitely places where they simply don't belong. Avoid them entirely in your casual text messages. Don't use them in daily informal chats with your friends. Using them there will make you sound overly stylized and unnatural.
We have covered some seriously crucial grammatical ground today. Let's bring it all together into a single, defining rule. Front-load your contrast to elevate your register, but never double mark. These advanced structures do more than just show off vocabulary. They subtly alter the entire power dynamic of your conversations. By mastering complex concession, you ultimately control the narrative. So how will you use this linguistic leverage tomorrow? Will you command the boardroom or elevate your academic prose? Now it's time for you to truly prove your mastery. Your next step is to go conquer the Module M05 quiz. I will see you next time.